Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going over my Week 5 predictions for the 2022 NFL season. I am super excited for this week coming up. Super interesting week so far, so let's get right into it. First off, we got Broncos and Colts. I have the Broncos beating the Colts 31-21. I think the Broncos will have a bounce-back week this week after their loss to the Raiders, and I think the Colts are going to continue to struggle with Jonathan Taylor being missing from the lineup. It's also a home game for Denver, so I think that Denver is going to have a significant advantage, and I think that Russell Wilson is finally starting to click with the offense like he did last week. I know Javonte Williams got injured, but I still think that the Broncos offense is going to be firing on all cylinders next week. For the 9:30 game, we have the Packers and the Giants. I think this will be a blowout. I think that it'll put the Giants in their place. I don't think the Giants are a 3-1 team, and I think that they'll drop to 3-2 after their loss to Green Bay next week. I think that I need to fix my fantasy lineup before this game because last week I forgot to take Alvin Kamara out. But also, I don't know what Aaron Rodgers' record in London is. I feel like it's probably pretty good, but it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up because the Giants have looked better than I expected them to this year, although they haven't really beat too many impressive opponents so far. 1 o'clock games, we got Jaguars, Texans, Bills, Steelers, Chargers, Browns, Titans, Washington, Patriots, Lions, Saints, Seahawks, the Buccaneers, Falcons, Vikings, Bears, and Dolphins, Jets. I have the Jaguars beating the Texans 24-20. I think that will be a very close divisional game. I think that Jacksonville will be able to pull out the victory. Jacksonville's looked pretty decent so far this year, although this past week was a little bit of a regression from the previous week. They did have a lead against the Eagles for a lot of the game, but the Eagles were able to come back and secure the victory. I think that they'll be able to beat the Texans with ease, and the Texans will get a couple of junk points. Bills-Steelers. The Steelers have looked horrendously bad. I think that Buffalo will get a very strong win over them. 30-7, a 13-point win might not even be accurate. I think that they might even win more than that, but it's going to be a pretty one-sided game, I feel like. Chargers-Browns. I have the Chargers winning 27-26. The Browns have only beaten the Steelers and the Panthers, and I really don't see them as a legitimate, impressive team so far, but I think that they will be able to give the Chargers a run for their money. The Chargers have been inconsistent. Their offense has been inconsistent. But I think that if they'll be able to pull together to get the victory, and the Browns will get a couple of points towards the end to make it close, but I think that the Chargers will win. Vikings-Bears, I have the Vikings winning 30-13. I just don't see this one being anywhere near close. Home game for Minnesota. Minnesota's 3-1. The Bears are 2-2, but it's not a great 2-2. And the Vikings have beaten the Packers. They've had a fairly tough schedule so far, especially with the Eagles and the Packers. So I think Minnesota's offense is just going to tear up the Bears' defense, and they won't be able to get anything going against how the defense that Minnesota's been able to put together for this season. Bucs-Falcons. I have the Bucs winning 38-37. This game is in Atlanta. In the past couple of years, although Tom Brady has won all 4 games against Atlanta, the Falcons have given the Buccaneers some issues. Actually, I think the Falcons might have even gotten an upset in Atlanta one time. I don't remember specifically, but I think that it'll be a very close one-score game. I think that Atlanta will put on the pressure. I think Cordell Patterson will have a fantastic game, and I think it's going to be a really tight-fought game on both sides. And I think that it's really going to be a get-right game for the Bucs offense. Titans-Washington. I have the Titans beating Washington 23-11. Kind of an odd score. I don't really know why I picked it. I just think that Washington has had some really weird games this year, and I think that they're going to continue that streak. And I think the Titans are going to have another great game. Derrick Henry's going to have another great game, and they're going to finally get to a winning record of 3-2. Patriots-Lions, I have the Patriots winning 34-33. The Patriots defense has looked about how I expected it to this season. Maybe not a top 10 defense, but definitely a top half, very solid defense. The Lions offense has been one of the best in the league with one of the worst defenses in the league. I think that the Patriots will be able to take advantage of that. I think we'll have our first 30-point game of the season, and we'll be able to hold the Lions offense to a minimal number of points, which in that case is around 30. Dolphins-Jets, I have the Dolphins winning 34-20. I think that even without Tua, the Dolphins should be able to beat the Jets. I think it should be a pretty secure victory for them. Saints-Seahawks, I have the Saints winning 23-20. I think the Seahawks will give them a run for their money, but I think that the Saints should be able to pull out the victory with Andy Dalton. 425 games, we got Eagles-Cardinals, we got Niners-Panthers, we got Cowboys-Rams. I have the Eagles beating the Cardinals 38-30. This game is in Arizona. I almost gave it to the Cardinals because the Eagles have won 4 in a row. I think that the chances of with them starting off 5-0 aren't amazing, but I do think that they have the team to do it. The Cardinals, on the other hand, have been inconsistent this year, but they have been better than I expected them to be. So I think that this game could go either way, especially considering Arizona's fighting for a playoff spot currently. They might not be in a few weeks, but right now they're still in the mix. And they will be for a while. So I think that they'll definitely put on up a fight this week, even if I think the Eagles will eventually take it. Niners-Panthers, I think, should be a blowout. No matter what the score is, I think the 49ers should be able to win that game. Carolina's absolutely atrocious. And Cowboys-Rams, I have the Cowboys winning 21-20. I'm going to bet on Cooper Rush every week until he loses. That being said, I think that the Rams are going to win. But it's just too much fun to bet for Cooper Rush than to bet against Cooper Rush, because Cooper Rush is 4-0 and I want him to be like 25-0. I don't usually root for the Cowboys. I usually think that the Cowboys fans are a little annoying, but I really like Cooper Rush and the idea of Cooper Rush like going 17-0 and winning the Super Bowl. Sunday Night Football, we have the Ravens and the Bengals. I have the Ravens winning 34-30. I think this will be a tight game, but I think the Ravens will have a bounce-back week after their close loss to Buffalo and their close loss to Miami and their close shave against the Patriots. I think they'll have another close shave against the Bengals, but I think they will be able to get the victory in this one to move up to 3-2. Whoever loses this game is kind of in trouble. Not really in trouble because obviously 2-3 is not the end of the world record, but it's not great, especially if you're trying to win the AFC North, because these two teams are going to be fighting at it, and the Browns are somewhere in the mix as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out, but I think this is a very important game. Last but certainly not least, we have Chiefs-Raiders. I think Kansas City will be able to take this game. I really hope for his sake that Derek Carr has a good game. They are somehow... they did somehow pull out a win last week, but Derek Carr only had 150 yards. Josh Jacobs was a workhorse, and I think he's going to continue to be a workhorse for this team, but I really need to see something from Derek Carr before I ever bet on the Raiders. Like, Derek Carr has been astonishingly bad. Like, I have never been a Derek Carr fan. I never thought that Derek Carr was as good as people said that he was. I thought he was overrated, but this year has definitely proved that he's overrated, unless he can show me something different, because this has been rough to watch so far. But if they win, then call me crazy. I'm not going to say I'll eat my hat again, because that backfired last time. But we'll see how that game pans out. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.